Breaking news, power goes out at a major Norman shopping center. We're live with the story. The Norman Turnpike fight takes over the state capitol. Find out what happened. And heavy hearts in Tishomingo after 6 high school girls are killed in a car crash. This is OU Nightly. Hello, thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Jessie Klinger.
And I'm Harry Robbinson. We begin tonight with Norman residents making their voices heard at the state capitol.
They're holding a rally against proposed turnpike that would cut through Norman. OU Nightly's Kolby Terrell joins us live from Oklahoma City with the story. Kolby.
Catch up with both residents and legislators about their thoughts on the current plan. Residents in East Norman believe this new turnpike is unnecessary.
Aside from there not being a need to put a turnpike, a toll road through our town, the project itself doesn't make any sense.
And those residents aren't as worried about a faster route as they are about losing their homes.
They're trying to take our homes.
Roberta Provost was outspoken at the recent town hall for Ward 5 against the turnpike. She's back today to make sure they know what the OTA is taking from her.
They can't compensate us for something we don't want to sell, and that has all our memories, our Christmases, our birthday parties.
And many felt that the message they needed to get through was what the turnpike could do to both wildlife and humans.
This turnpike would forever decimate our drinking water supply at Lake Thunderbird.
Candidate for governor Mark Sherwood spoke on the matter as well.
Folks, this administration doesn't care about you, or they would be here supporting you right now.
The rally's main message was to not give up and keep pushing against the OTA.
So what we can do is to say no, 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 and hell no to this project.
They will be continuing their fight against the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority in any way they can. The show of numbers was just their way to say that they want to keep their The proposed project has the turnpike running from north to south in order to bypass I-35. Reporting live from the Capitol, I'm Kolby Terrell, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Kolby. Now some breaking news coming into our newsroom right now. We're hearing about a major power outage in North Norman.
This is happening around University North Park, that's near the Super Target. OU Nightly's Zaria Oates is live with the latest. Zaria?
Power outages have hit parts of Norman, so whether you're coming to Target to get your groceries or heading out to Ulta to get a new foundation, if your regular shopping center is at the University Town Center in Norman, getting those things just might be a little bit more difficult today. Now, OG&E, which is the Oklahoma Gas and Electric, is reporting that outages were said to start at 1:57 p.m., and they're expecting a full restoration of power in the city by 5:14 p.m. Now, OG&E does say upwards of 280 customers are reporting power outages. Reporting live, Zaria Oates, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Zaria. New information on the war in Ukraine. Tonight, we know the United States has officially recognized Russia's attacks against Ukraine as war crimes. The declaration that Moscow's troops has violated the laws of conduct comes after Secretary of State Antony Blinken, President Joe Biden, and Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman all said it was their opinion that war crimes had been committed. Bombs and airstrikes continued in major cities today. As Kyiv's mayor announced that at least 264 people have been killed there, 4 of them are children. NATO have estimated 7,000 to 15,000 Russian troops are dead, and they've also announced an increase in troops in Eastern European countries.
But this is not about only Ukrainian army. This is real patriotic war of Ukrainian people against Russia, against Russian invasion.
President Joe Biden is in Europe and will meet with NATO allies to discuss more sanctions against Russia.
And as the war in Ukraine continues, the threat to the United States and other countries from Russia is rising. Romelo Woodfork has that story and the rest of today's headlines from around the world. He's in the news center. Romelo.
Thanks, Jessie. Russia spokesman Dmitry Peskov is refusing to rule out the use of nuclear weapons against perceived existential threats. In an interview with CNN, he discussed how the use of nuclear weapons falls in line with their approach.
You can read all the reasons for nuclear arms to be used. So if it is
Russian President Vladimir Putin has hinted at the use of nuclear weapons in the past. Only time will tell what comes next. News closer to home, Supreme Court hearings for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson continue today. Jackson hopes that her nomination will bring hope to many Americans.
And I hope that it will bring confidence, it will help inspire people to understand that our courts are like them, that our judges are like them, doing the work, being a part of our government.
If confirmed, she would be the first African-American female justice. The first woman U.S. Secretary of State has died of cancer at age 84. Madeleine Albright was a central figure in President Bill Clinton's administration, beginning as U.S. ambassador to the UN and quickly becoming the top U.S. ambassador. She was the face of U.S. foreign policy in the decade between the Cold War and the War on Terror. The U.S. continues to feel the lasting hints of the pandemic, with rent jumping 17% since last year. The typical apartment is now $283 more expensive. Back to you, Jessie.
Thanks, Romelo. Updates following a heartbreaking crash in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Oklahoma Highway Patrol is releasing new information today, and OU Nightly's Reece Wetzel has the latest on the wreck with footage from our partners at News 9.
Heavy hearts rest in the Tishomingo community. OHP says 6 high school girls were killed in a car crash yesterday. They were at lunch when the tragedy occurred. The high schoolers were attempting to make a U-turn when they collided with a semi-truck. 4 of the girls died on scene, while the other 2 died later in the hospital. Superintendent Bobby Waitman stated, "Our hearts are broken, and we are grieving with our students and staff." The superintendent also stated that they will be holding classes today. Tishomingo High School is providing counselors for students throughout the evening. Governor Stitt had this to say.
I'm going to be reaching out to the superintendent of the schools to make sure that we are offering all the support that they need, whether it's additional counseling. So just our hearts are broken with those 6 families, and just devastating news.
As of Wednesday morning, the names of the girls have not been identified. However, students have took to social media to share their memories with their friends. Reece Wetzel, OU Nightly.
OU Nightly will continue following the story as more details are released.
Well, Jessie, it's finally starting to warm up, but the wind nearly blew me over on the way to class today.
Same here, Harry. Colin Mertz joins us with a first look at the forecast. Colin, when is this wind going to calm down?
Unfortunately, not anytime soon. Right now across the metro, we have temperatures in the low 50s, edging into the high 40s in the northern parts of the metro, but unfortunately, like you mentioned, the winds are just brutal. Really just coming through the metro area, keeping everybody on their toes. So hold on to your hats if you have to. And as we know, winds tend to sweep down the plains in Oklahoma, but unfortunately that means there's also the risk of fire weather as well. But fear not, if you're looking for more spring temperatures, we're going to be seeing those return as we move into the weekend, into Sunday and into Monday. More of that coming up next. Thank y'all.
OU students are heading to Washington, D.C. to campaign for change.
Stay tuned to find out how the Student Government Association plans to campaign at Capitol Hill.
And OU's food pantry is celebrating its birthday today. Find out about this story and more next on OU Nightly. Next week, members of OU-SGA are heading to Washington, D.C., hoping to bring changes for the student body. OU Nightly's Mady Daddario sat down with these leaders to learn what they will bring to the table.
Suicide, the 3rd leading cause of death among young adults in 2021. Nearly 3/4 of students experience mental health crisis in college, and Oklahoma ranks 33rd in access to helpful resources. Leaders of the OU and OSU student government are taking these problems to Capitol Hill next week in hopes to find a solution.
We've noticed that mental health is a situation that students are taking very an active change in on this campus. People are advocating for more counselors, advocating for stricter and more structured mental health reform on this campus.
SGA's main priority in Washington will be lobbying for the passage of a Senate bill designed to curb suicide.
Just advocating for the suicide prevention phone number put on the back of school IDs and on school websites. And we think this is a simple, common sense type of legislation that really it's very nonpartisan. It doesn't take a side of the aisle, but that it can help save some lives in an easy way.
Meeting specifically with Oklahoma members of Congress, OU's SGA president is hopeful they will hear the voices of the students.
The issues that we're bringing forth, they aren't partisan ones. They are ones that they're issues that students are passionate about and really have the opportunity to really impact students in a positive way.
Though young, these student leaders hope this trip can be the focal point of their overarching mission in advocating for the well-being of all college students. For OU Nightly, Mady Daddario.
OU Nightly will continue coverage of the students start lobbying their process in Washington, D.C. next week.
The OU Food Pantry celebrated their 5-year anniversary today. The pantry was opened by a group of OU student volunteers in 2017 who have been running it ever since. Today's event included a press conference held in Couch Storm Shelter and appearances from the founders and OU President Joseph Harris. One of the founders talked about how many people around the community the food pantry has served.
We actually just passed 15,000 since we opened in 2017, and that's been kind of an exponential growth over the last few years. So we were serving maybe 20 to 30 per week back in 2017, and now we serve between 150 to 170 per week. So it's been a lot of growth. We've served over 5,000 in the last year.
The food pantry is located on 1113 Elm Avenue behind the Papa John's. If you would like to donate food or anything else, you can stop by Tuesdays or Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
OU's National Pan-Hellenic Council Week is underway.
Find out how you can join in the fun coming up. And Colin, can we expect some warmer temperatures soon?
We sure can, and in a hurry too. We're going to see it up in the next few days coming up. Good afternoon, Oklahoma. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Looking out at the sky cam right now, we're actually seeing somewhat cool but mild temperatures, 51, lots of cloud cover over the metro area, but look at those winds, 23 miles an hour out of the northwest. It is blustery out there. Unfortunately, we still have some of the lower 40s creeping into the state in the north, but maintaining those low 50s in the southern parts of the state, even getting up to high 50 in Ardmore. But those winds are going to be dominating us for the foreseeable future. And unfortunately, with winds, we also see fire weather danger. Now, this is the outlook for elevated risk that the Storm Prediction Center has put out. If we include high risk in that, we see that that covers a little bit more than half of the state if you factor in the panhandle. So if you're outside, if you're doing stuff, be vigilant about what you're doing and keep an eye on any sparks and whatnot. But what we know that helps that fire weather is dry dew points. The dry dew points out there really keeping us dry, and we're not going to see much relief for the dryness in the future. We actually got pretty much clear skies through Thursday, Friday, into Saturday and Sunday, which is going to be pretty good if you have the opportunity to go outside and do something. We got a full line of green on our car wash forecast, so get out there, enjoy the clear skies and the warm temperatures if you have the opportunity. But unfortunately, lows tonight are going to remain in the 30s, and then highs tomorrow are going to range from high 60s in Guyman to low 50s in the eastern part of the state in Miami. Now, for the next 2 days, we're going to keep those partly cloudy on Thursday. We're going to keep that wind on Thursday, but then we're going to see the sunshine and the warm up through the next few days into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then even the possibility of rain. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Colin. OU's National Pan-Hellenic Council Week is in full swing on campus. With this year's Stomp Down theme being Nightmare on Sooner Street, students can take part in frightening festivities throughout the week, ranging from glow-in-the-dark Zumba tonight, 8:30 at Sarkey's, to a haunted carnival on the South Oval this Friday.
When you make up less than 4% of the population of your university, these opportunities to be broadcasted, showcased, appreciated are so few, far in between, that this week is everything to us.
This week will culminate with a Stomp Down this Saturday at 7 at the McCaslin Fieldhouse.
And Harry, I heard there was some big football trading today. American football, that is.
So not the real kind then. Abbi Bennett joins us. Abbi, what's going on in the sports world?
That's right, and we're talking real football. There's a new highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, plus 2 Sooner teams are opening up their conference play this week. Stick around for all the details when we come back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Abbi Bennett, and let's talk sports. Starting off, #1 OU softball won their battle in Lexington, taking down #8 Kentucky. Freshman Jordy Ball allowed just 1 run on 5 hits in a complete game 12 strikeout performance. On the offensive side, Lindsey Elam drove in 3 of OU's 4 runs on a 3-run homer in the 3rd. Alyssa Brito and Jocelyn Allo hit solo dingers to close the game, leading the Sooners to victory 9-1 in just 6 innings. The women will return to Marita Hines Field this Friday at 6:30 p.m. And for both softball and baseball teams, they will kick off conference play this Friday against the Baylor Bears. The Sooners will continue their matchups through the weekend with the first pitch at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and on Sunday, softball will start at 12 p.m. and baseball will begin at 2. And taking it to the court, the Thunder have a shot at redemption tonight against the Magic. The last time these two matched up, the Magic got the win 90-85. Trey Mann is coming off a career high of 35 points, which is the top scoring game by any rookie in OKC history. Now, if the Thunder do fall short tonight, this could put them in a prime position for a star draft pick. And last year during the playoffs, Trae Young first got under the Knicks' fan skin when he shot a game-winning floater in game 1 of their series. But last night, Young came back like he never left, where he added 45 points and 8 assists for the Hawks. Young is 5th all-time in 40-point games before even turning 23, all in the same category with Shaq and LeBron. And #1 ranked Ash Barty announced her retirement only 2 months after winning the Australian Open for her 3rd Grand Slam singles title. Barty is just 25 years old, and in 2021, she won 5 titles, including the Wimbledon. ESPN reports that she is happy and is ready to enjoy the next phase of her life. And Adidas has announced that they are creating a new program for up to 50,000 college athletes to become paid endorsers for the brand. This deal makes Adidas the first major sports brand to create a program for paying college athletes. It has not been decided how much yet college athletes will be getting, but it will be open to all athletes at 109 Division I schools. And the football world is just raving about the Kansas City Chiefs trading Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins. The wide receiver had been offered a deal that would have made him one of the league's highest paid receivers with the Chiefs, but that did not quite satisfy him. Hill's new extension with the Dolphins is worth $120 million, with $72.2 million guaranteed. And Harry and Jessie, I don't know about y'all, but I think making the switch from the big city to the beach, I wouldn't be complaining.
Thanks, Abbi, and today is one of the best days of the year.
Find out where you can find some of these furry friends next.
I'm Snow Forth at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Oklahoma House of Representatives has passed a bill that enforces a near-total ban on abortion. This bill was modeled after a Texas law, however, it goes much further. House Bill 4327 would allow private citizens to enforce the law through civil litigation. The only exception would be to save the mother's life. That's it for now. Back to you guys in the studio.
And finally, I know you'll enjoy this, Jessie. Today is National Puppy Day.
Yeah, it's the best day of the year, and it's all about raising awareness of the fact that many dogs of all ages are in need of a home.
The ASPCA says that more than 3 million dogs are placed in shelters every year, and advocates urge people to adopt a puppy.
And if you're looking to adopt a pet, you can head over to the Norman Animal Welfare Center. And Colin joins us one last time. Colin, is it going to be a nice weekend to take my dog out for a walk?
Absolutely, and I hope you get the chance to. Tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures remain in the 60s, keeps part of that cloudy sky, part of that cloud coverage, and then a slight bump in temperatures Friday with clear skies before we see a real bump in temperatures Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with the possibility of rain coverage on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to be something you want to keep an eye out for, but enjoy the spring weather while you can, because it's going to be beautiful this weekend. Find a pool, find a fishing hole, find whatever you can do to enjoy these nice temperatures.
Thanks, Colin, and thank you for joining us for OU Nightly.
Make sure to tune in to OU Nightly weekdays live at 4:30.
Have a good night. Cheers.